really quite complicated. So you wondered how they found their way through thousands of kilometres of African wilderness? Now you know. Well, today everybody was expecting a big stage, lots of sand dunes at the end and another fast start. We've got a lot of difficulty staying up with the Volkswagen, said Luke Alphon from Mitsubishi. I have to say, you know, we've pushed really hard. So far they've had no bad luck. For us it could only get better though. I've already broken 2 clutches, we've had a lot of problems. But don't worry, our morale's still very high. Yesterday's stage winner Robbie Gordon in the Hummer prepares to open the special. And to start with, a chance to really open up the big motor. Janelle de Villiers, lying second in the overall standings, gets things underway for Volkswagen. And at the head of the field, Volkswagen, Mitsubishi, and here comes that Hummer. Gordon impressed with that pass as they get to the passage control, nothing between him and, whoa, look out! Carlos Sainz also looking for a stamp in the road book. The rally leader determined not to let it all slip away, but on this going, the Hummer is just awesome. In close convoy, Carlos Sainz and Giniel de Villiers getting ahead of Robbie Gordon for the moment. So far the race Tuaregs have dominated the 2007 Euromillions Dakar Rally. Team Volkswagen's had a fantastic time throughout the first 7 stages. Carlos Sainz, 2 stage wins, and leading into day 7, the rest day in front. Stopped on the stage, Robbie Gordon. It's a puncture. They finally found the problem he had the last few days. It was poor fuel that was clogging up the filters, but with a flat tyre, it left the Volkswagen duo out front. Sainz and de Villiers, first and second, overall and on the stage. And as for the Mitsubishis, well, Stefan Peter-Hansel wasn't out of the frame either. On this section we find him ahead of de Villiers. And staying there. But the dust was kicking up. The organisers would eventually have to stop the stage at a waypoint 407 kilometres each in and feed the competitors onto the public highway to come to the liaison. But before that, there was the dunes. And amazingly, as ever, when it seems you're in the middle of nowhere, crowds appear. And sometimes that's a good thing. As Stefan Peter-Hansel comes over this dune, he avoids following the tracks, and it's just as well, because Carlos Sainz has found himself a big, deep sandbank to get stuck on. His co-driver beckons for help. They're trying to dig, they're trying to use their metal sand ladders, they're trying to use the camel grass or anything. Horsepower and technology won't do. In these situations, it's down to human power. And in the end, the Spaniard gets going once more. Often as they approach these dune sections, the drivers have to take the decision whether to press on or to stop and allow the tyre pressures in the car to come down. By deflating the tyres, they make them wider and flatter, effectively spreading the load over the sand. Some chose to stop, some not, but whichever, the race was still close. Peter-Hansel and de Villiers close to contact there. De Villiers veers away, tries a different tack, finds a little bit of grip. And that was a good choice. A very good choice. Time to get the shovels and the sand ladders out. Peter-Hansel got himself out, but then picked up a flat tyre. He had chosen not to let the pressures down. De Villiers made the best of the situation, racing on. Well, de Villiers would end the top of the leaderboard and the top of the stage times at the end of the day. Stefan Peter-Hansel having his best day in Africa so far, second overall, and a very strong run as well for Nasser Al-Attiyah, picking up where Gurlan Shishirit left off as he crashed out yesterday for the BMW X-Ray team. Attiyah has been getting quicker and quicker as they progress through Africa. And just look at the pace on this stage. Well, we've seen a lot of fraught nerves on board the Mitsubishis. At the rest day, certainly team manager Dominic Cerise will take a look at their tactics and whether or not they need to try and push even harder than they are. But in the dust and in the dunes, it all came to grief for Nani Roma. We've rolled, he said. We're okay though. And with the help of some locals, they get the car back on its wheels. It's a mess, but will it move? I've tried resetting all the fuses and the relays, he says. We can't get it to go. Now it's time to wait for the assistance trucks. They're competing in the truck category, but they'll be a long time a-coming. Problems too for Simon John Joseph, the driver from Martinique. Never had to change his own punctures in the World Rally Championship. SMG boss Philippe Gache got stuck, and they weren't the only ones. The less experienced the driver, the more likely they are to be here. Carlos Souza got himself into trouble, then drove off without his co-driver. Wonder what Andreas Schultz thought of that for the 45 minutes it took him to find his car again. So De Villiers, the winner of the stage then. Peter-Hansel second for Mitsubishi as Sainz was third, and Masuoka having a good run to fourth, with Al-Attiyah's BMW a fine fifth ahead of Luc Alphon. And that means we have a new race leader, the third. Gilles De Villiers out front from Sainz with Peter-Hansel and Alphon for Mitsubishi.
We nearly hit Stefan and almost got stuck because really the visibility was very bad, but we managed to get out, and then after the dunes we saw that we were the first car, and then again we got a little bit lost towards the finish because of the poor visibility, so it was really a difficult day today.
We wanted to get through the dunes without deflating the tyres to save ourselves 2 or 3 minutes, but we got stuck, so that was a tactical error. In the end we needed to deflate them anyway to get out of the soft sand. Afterwards we had a puncture because we let too much air out, so really from a tactical point of view everything went wrong. Hopefully we expected to recover on the last part of the stage, but of course it was cancelled. So it didn't really work out for us today. In the beginning we managed to get past Ginio and the two buggies, but on the dunes we got stuck twice, and that cost us quite a lot of time. And then we stopped to pump the tyres up. Despite the fact I lost 30 minutes while stopping, I only lost 5 minutes overall, so even though I've lost the lead overall, I'm pretty happy. It's been a good first week for us. We've been out front most of the time, and I'm very happy.